Recording catalogue collections. Now that we're starting to get more data into the system, the dashboard will start to reflect this. Here we can see how many catalogues we've put out this week and a listing of what catalogues we're due to collect back today. So to do that, go to our drops and collections and go to collections due, and that will give us the list of all the catalogues that we're due to go and get today. We will have already printed the collection list and then gone out and tried to get the catalogues back. So if I just change the screen to our collection sheet, so we printed this out earlier and now we've been out down the roads and indicated what catalogues we've got. So we said whether they were ready, whether they were red, whether there was no one in, and we put a slip through to say we'd collect it on the Friday. Number 14, we knocked. They said they were still looking. Could we go and collect it on the Thursday? Number 2, we had to knock and they were very rude, and so we will remove them from the list. And number 7, we knocked and it was classed as lost. They said they hadn't got it or we hadn't put it through, so we will take them off the list. So we need to now transpose that list back onto our live system. So if we go back to our system, and then we simply just go through each of these rows and indicate from our list. So number 1 was ready, so it was returned, and you can see now that its date collected has put today's date in. Number 3 was returned, but it was red, so I can just click looked at and it would automatically say that it's been returned. Number 5 was returned. Number 7 and number 8 were both out, so we didn't get the catalogue back. Sorry, 7 and 9. Number 11 was ready but not red. Number 13, we had to knock and it was red. Number 15, we got an order, so we just click order. Number 16, we're going back. Number 14, they were still looking. They said, could we go back on a different day? So we could just click in here and put still looking. So when I come to reprint this list, it will print that on the list, so it'll be a memory jog to say, oh yeah, last time we knocked and you said you were still looking. Have you finished looking at it yet? Number 12 was ready but not looked at. Number 10 was red. Number 8, we had an order. Number 6, we had an order. Number 4 and number 2 we didn't get back. So we now go to Village Close. Number 1 was red. Number 2, we had to knock. We got it back, but they were very rude. So it was returned, and we've actually got a little drop thing here to say rude. Now, if that was the case, and you're thinking, okay, well, we're not going to bother delivering there again, just highlight the road and then just say archive selected drop or asked to be removed. Now they haven't actually asked to be removed, we just got given some abuse, so we thought, right, we're not going to deliver you to again. Why are you not going to deliver again? So we've just said rude. Was the catalogue returned? Yes, they actually gave it us back, so we've got it back so it can go back into stock. Now that won't appear on our drop list the next time. Next time we do a drop for this round, it won't be included. So number 3 was ready. Number 4A was ready and it was red. Number 4, we got an order. Number 5 and number 6 we didn't get back, and number 7 we knocked and they said it's lost. We haven't had it. So basically we just click catalogue lost. So is it okay to class it as lost? Yes. So you won't be reminded to call again for this drop, but it will still ask me to put a catalogue through next time. So yeah, that's fine. So we will do that. So that's now entered all my results from that list. And now I just refresh the list to show only the outstanding collections. So we click on that, and now it's saying, what day do you want to go back to the ones that you couldn't get back? So I've indicated Friday, but just so we can see clearly on the list, because we've got a lot we're collecting on Friday anyway. So I'm just going to say Thursday. Saying, please ensure you adjust the collection date for anyone who asks for a different callback date to the one you've just applied. So it will globally apply that date to the catalogues linking back, but it might be that someone said, right, can you go back on a specific date? So I would just change that date to the date that we're going to go back on. So it might be, let's change that to the 5th from there. So that's now completed that list, and then I can just go back to my dashboard and carry on with other work in the catalogue. Now, let's say we've come back to the following day. If I then go to my drops and collections due, obviously there's nothing due today because I've done that, but if I just say what have I got on tomorrow, so we can see there we've got the list of tomorrow's, and then I could print that collection list. It's a scheduled callback. We'll do continuous, preview on screen. So we then get, if I just change the screen so you can see it, so we then get a list again of the items that we're going back, the houses that we need to go back to try and get the catalogues from. Change the screen back again. And then if we look, remember we made one that we wanted to collect on the 5th, so if I just change that to the 5th, we can look at there, and it's made a note that they're still looking. So if I was to print that catalogue out, that listing out for that day, change the screen so that you can see that. You can now see it's printed that, but it's also made a note of that little indication I made to say they were still looking. So when we go back to knock, or whether if it's not already put out, you say, last time we called, you were still looking at it, just wondered if you'd finish looking at that. I go back to the main screen. And that's all there is. Now, the next training video will show you how we enter those orders. If I go to the orders and say add new order from collection, note from order, you'll notice that those catalogues we collected that we indicated that they had orders will be listed here, and then I can start to form the orders for that. So if I go back to my dashboard, you can now see this data that I've got nothing due to collect today. I've still put 67 catalogues out, but you can see I've collected 15 already this week.